hesitate to slang, so money ain't a thing. Call bucking dirty, ask them what they need, they said
yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is August 27th, 2018. Let me give a shout out to my man Vincent Breslin. He wanted me to play Mac 10 for the for the money. Thanks for the song request, bro. So what's good, people? Hope everyone's doing well out there in YouTube land. Today, I want to talk to you guys about one thing for sure. It's just like a PSA. I want you guys to check it out. I actually may live stream it. We'll see. But I'm excited to see this special on CNBC called Bitcoin Boom or Bust. Some very interesting takes on Bitcoin. Some I just like give the ugly face on, like, what the hell are you talking about? Are you serious? Wolf of Wall Street talking about Bitcoin is a trap. Come on, man. But there are some interesting takes from some people that Melissa Lee did interview. I thought were good, and they even had Roger Ver on there. So I saw a little snippet of it earlier this morning on CNBC. The portion she was interviewing Roger Ver seems interesting, seems interesting. And you guys should check it out, because this is the reason you should check it out, is because this is what millions of people will see about Bitcoin. So just kind of get a gauge on what the media is portraying Bitcoin to be or not to be. It's just good to have a barometer on that. So when you interact with people out there, you know how to handle it. If they are more savvy individuals that watch CNBC on the regular, you'll know how to maybe help them if they have a false understanding about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Maybe help them understand it the right way. So check that out. It's 6 p.m. I think Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. West Side. But for the articles though for today, we're gonna be looking at, and I've been following this. I cover it when we were talking about Venezuela, the petro cryptocurrency, their updates. Now Iran is one step closer to creating their own sovereign cryptocurrency. I told you guys it's going to be one of those outlier, sanctioned countries that does this. And once one country does it successfully, it's going to catch on like wildfire. So unfortunately, I don't think they're looking to use like Bitcoin, though they should. But we know these sovereign countries, including the United States, they want to have control over a cryptocurrency that is issued by the country. That's ultimately what they want, and that way they can move the goalposts, right? But at least it is one step closer to circumventing the legacy system that we have around the world with the petrodollar, the SWIFT system. All that stuff kind of enslaves countries and forces them to use the systems that the infrastructure that we use. I think that's good long term that this type of stuff is happening. So we'll take a look at that article. I love to cover that stuff and keep you guys up to date on that. And then secondly, we're going to be talking about EOS. There was a bug, persistent bug going on where people were able to exploit users and steal their RAM away from them. This has been solved, so we're going to talk about this in a little bit more detail on today's show as well. But first, let's take a look at the market cap. Currently $218 billion. Not too much of a movement there. Bitcoin's dominance is still around where it was yesterday, 53%. And as you look here, Bitcoin has not really moved too much. As you also may see on the screen, EOS up 5% in the last 24 hours. I think that's because of the issue being solved with the RAM stealing. But let's take a look at this TA really quickly. I see Tron's up. I think that's because the founder has burned some more coins over there at Tron. So that's probably why we're seeing a pop in that. If you look at this chart, we're making progress. I have to say that because we are above 6,600. So as long as we stay above 66, we're good to go. This little fluke here was that whole BitMEX issue. But again, if we can stay above 6,600, we're good. If we dip below it, it does not mean it's over, but you should definitely be cautious at that point. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't necessarily say it's over. Because if I draw this line here, I'm going to draw it here instead of that other point, and I'll tell you why in a second. The reason I didn't draw it right here was because you want to see a line that tests more than 2 or 3 times. That's the actual line. This dip below, that was just a dip below the current trend line for this session. We're just about to that point where we definitely shouldn't drop below 6,600, but we could see a slam in price that may dip it below 6,600, maybe 6,580, but it should continue upward like that. All right, yeah, I'm bullish above 6,600 though. So the first article is out of Xi Crypto. EOS raises to $5 as the company discovers a way to stop RAM steal attacks. So crypto investors have had some good reason to smile in the last few days as the market stabilizes and cryptocurrency prices take an upward turn. Those who have invested in EOS have seen even better news to smile about. EOS has just broken the $5 barrier and went right into the $5.15 range. By market capitalization, EOS takes a position in the market as the 5th largest coin in the crypto world and has been one of the cryptocurrencies gaining the most in value increase within the last few days. In the last 24 hours alone, EOS value has gone up 4.7%, an impressive improvement that's only behind Miota's, I've never heard of that stands at 15%. As a result of the price surge, EOS is now trading above $5 with a current market capitalization of $4.6 billion and close to $440 million in volume traded within the last 24 hours. Things are looking up, it says here. In the prevailing market atmosphere, it's pretty certain that EOS will break the $5.25 barrier to face the next resistance position at $5.50. EOS has other factors playing in its favor. One of these is the effort put in by the team to find a way to stop issues on RAM exploit attacks in its network, and they have found the solution. Before the patch was deployed, malicious users could steal RAM by transmitting huge amounts of garbage data, inserting in rows in the name of the second address or account. To prevent such cases from happening again, the team at EOS has developed a solution that works by transferring the cryptos to a proxy address that has no available RAM. The data sent includes the address of the original account that's meant to receive the coin. This new development further contributes to EOS' top ranking among the various blockchain projects in China. And I reported on this, guys, a few months ago about China's official report about cryptocurrencies, them placing EOS at #1 by a far margin and they rank it by a point system, right? So it says with the latest ranking being the 4th of the kind, the ranking index was started in May of 2018, and EOS has maintained the top spots for the 3rd time in a row after beating Ethereum in the 2nd ranking back in June of 2018. EOS also takes top spot in the technology index ranking. So it looks like that issue with the RAM exploit has been fixed. And this is good. This is what I'm saying as far as what does a real world use case blockchain look like? Well, it looks like something like EOS. I'm not saying EOS will be it. I believe it will be, but nothing's for sure. But that's what it looks like. A blockchain that can be fixed and continue to move on. Not a blockchain where a bug happens, you got to fork and you got to do all these interrupting actions. And that's what we need. Something fast, of course, but most importantly, something that is malleable and can be updated and bugs can be patched without doing hard forks. So this is great. Glad to see that happening. And actually, I forgot to even mention, ironically enough, Vincent said EOS gonna kill it in his song request, and that's true, no doubt. Ironically enough, I'm talking about EOS today. So yeah, you guys, what do you think? Not so much about this exploit, but about the progress with EOS. Those who were skeptical, suspicious of EOS, how do you guys feel about it right now as you start to see the network continue to grow, mature, projects thrown on it, no problem, more projects moving from other blockchains, more specifically Ethereum. How do you guys feel about EOS now? And what are your projections for the future for EOS in the next 6 months? Where do you see it? I personally see it definitely triple where it is in price, but more importantly, I see probably quadruple that amount of projects moving over to this blockchain. So you guys let me know your thoughts on that. The second article is what I'm really interested in. This is out of CCN. Iran reveals national cryptocurrency features as U.S. sanctions sting. Wow, we talked about Iran about a month or two ago. I covered an article that kind of proposed and said that Iran was looking at doing this. So it says here, Republic of Iran has revealed the details of its national cryptocurrency in response to the United States-led economic sanctions. According to Informatics Services Corporation, a central bank affiliated body, Iran's future cryptocurrency is backed by Rial and is developed on the Linux Foundation-led open source platform Hyperledger Fabric technology. In contrast to decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin that are issued in compliance with a mathematical formula, Iran's digital rial is released based on the decision of their central bank. That said, Iranian digital currency cannot be mined, and its transaction records can only be accessed on a private blockchain. The infrastructure is supposed to be as an ecosystem available for Iranian banks and active companies in cryptocurrency areas after being tested and reviewed. ISC also clarified its intention to use the digital rial as an interbank payment infrastructure in phase 1 and a local payment medium in phase 2. So the article goes on to talk about what Iran's stance is pertaining to Bitcoin. It says here, the deputy director also stated the Central Bank of Iran could also finalize its stance on the use of mainstream cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, by late September. At present, authorities disallow citizens from indulging in cryptocurrency related operations over money laundering issues and have imposed punishments on those found guilty. At the same time, Iranians seem to be unaffected by the imposed cryptocurrency ban, struck by a weakening rial and oppressed by the state-backed capital restrictions. Iranian locals are continually parking their money into comparatively safe assets like gold and Bitcoin. The country's local Bitcoin exchange lately experienced high cryptocurrency volumes, and the value of Bitcoin touched as much as $20,000 in the regional underground market. As a whole, Iranians have already spent $2.5 billion to purchase cryptocurrency and evade state-sponsored restrictions. An article goes on to say, national cryptocurrency is not the only defense. Iran, meanwhile, is taking every possible measure against the US-led sanctions, beginning with an open court battle with Washington. Iran also continues to gain international support after Qatar, which had promised a $15 billion aid to the country. The European Union, one of the most influential US allies, have also vowed around $21 million in assistance in the Middle Eastern country. So what do you guys think? I'm not surprised as far as the type of cryptocurrency they're looking to use, and you'll see this trend continue because it's just human nature. The way you suppress a country, its citizens, is through money. Them doing this cryptocurrency as a private crypto is not surprising. This is what Venezuela's done. This is what most of them will do. It will only be when we get to a critical point and, we're in, the financial markets globally are in disarray, and you issuing your own cryptocurrency is not going to help you because there's no inherent value that the market will place on that cryptocurrency. They're going to then fall on what is commonly accepted naturally, and that's Bitcoin and maybe some other cryptocurrencies as well. But eventually, I think if things end up getting really bad globally and in the financial markets, they will resort to Bitcoin, because this is the coin, this is the crypto that has earned its value in the marketplace organically, and that's just where we'll revert to. if things get ugly. So you guys let me know. I'm not too sure this is going to be successful, but this is again a step in the right direction as these countries start to explore this new system, this new crypto infrastructure, because we're definitely going away from the fiat, the traditional fiat. This is still fiat. This is just a crypto fiat, or a fiat crypto, I should say. So don't get it twisted. You know, this is still a fiat. It's just a digital crypto version of it. And you'll see more and more of that. Let me know your thoughts on this article as well. Make sure you guys definitely like and subscribe. And that's pretty much it for today. I'll let y'all later. Rock out to this Mac 10. Holla. Yeah.